Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
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 As you're coming in, we have quite a few others that are going to be joining. If you could just put your name and the organization you're with in your email, that would be great in the chat. See lots of familiar faces and some new faces I haven't seen. If you're just joining us, if you guys can just drop your name and the organization you're with and email address in the chat, that would be great. And we'll get started here in just a couple minutes. Okay. All right. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. I just want to be respectful of everybody's time. So I'm going to just start off by saying thank you for everybody that is joining us today on this Tuesday afternoon. I apologize if you had any registration issues, but I promise we're going to go ahead and get it worked out, as this is our first Florida Youth Entrepreneurship Power Hour. So I'm going to go ahead and get started really quick before we do introductions. I'm just going to give a brief overview of our agenda. So we're going to have you meet our team at the Florida After School Network and at UF 4-H, along with some of our TA providers. I'm going to give you an overview of what the Florida After School Network is working on with youth entrepreneurship throughout the state. Also, Schick Thompson could not join us today, but he made a special video for you, and I'm going to share with you a recommended book club idea that I would like to start this month. And then we will have some time for some Q&A. We would definitely love to learn more about you, whether you're a TA provider or an after school provider or a school district. We want to learn a little bit more about you and how the Florida After School Network can be of assistance to you. And then last but not least, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to share a survey with you that we created. It has been on the website for some time. So if you've already completed the Youth Entrepreneurship Survey, there's no need to do it again. But if you have not, please take a moment to fill it out before you leave. So on that note, everybody, if I have not met you, my name is Jennifer Smith. I am the Youth Entrepreneurship Specialist for the Florida After School Network. I joined the team back in May after learning more about this wonderful initiative. Honestly, the last 5 months have been extremely exciting, just learning more about this initiative, the Mott Foundation, and the wonderful TA providers that already have great curriculum and program all focused around everything youth entrepreneurship. In addition to that, I am the CEO and founder of a organization, the Giving Closet Project. I've been running this now for 5 years. I left my 15-year teaching career 2 years ago to solely focus on this. So in my spare time, I like to do contract work with projects I'm passionate about, and youth entrepreneurship is definitely one of them. And next, Brian.
Thank you, Jennifer. My name is Brian Dickey, and I serve as the director of the Florida After School Network. I am grateful that you are sharing your afternoon with us today. We're so excited to have the Florida After School Network has stepped into the initiative of expanding the entrepreneurship mindset among Florida's youth. And what a great initiative it is to elevate our youth into engaging learning opportunities that will hopefully one day drive their passion and connect them to great careers and opportunities beyond their education. So thank you, each and every one of you, for being here. We really look forward to engaging with you beyond today and really thankful for your time. So I'll turn it over to Vanessa with Florida 4-H.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Jennifer. So my name is Vanessa Spiro, and I'm with the University of Florida Institute of Food and Agricultural Sciences and 4-H Youth Development. I'm one of 5 regional specialized 4-H agents in the state, and I work with one of my partners, Brent Broaddus, and we have dove into the entrepreneurship world and hopped on board with Florida After School Network. And if you know, Florida 4-H has been working on their competition, the Gator Pit, which is pretty much like a Shark Tank, but we call it the Gator Pit, of course, which is open to all 14 to 18-year-olds in the state of Florida, not just 4-Hers. So we are happy to be a part of this initiative and look forward to these power hours.
Thank you, Vanessa. All right. So Florida After School Network launches Youth Entrepreneurship Initiative. And, you know, this is something, thanks to the Mott Foundation, that now Florida can spend some time to focus on. And so over the last few months, I've just been trying to kind of learn the lay of the land, figure out what programs are out there, what after school providers are currently doing. And, you know, some of the survey results, I'm not going to go into all the results today with you, but there is a market for it. And out of all the survey participants, about 90% of them said that they currently aren't doing anything around youth entrepreneurship, but they really want to. So in the next few weeks, I am going to be reaching out to each and every one of you. Some of you have already met with, and we already have next steps of like which curriculum that would be best for your after school program. But again, it's not just connecting, okay? We want to also build and cultivate relationships with community stakeholders, school communities, colleges, universities, entrepreneurs. We need mentors and businesses to build an ecosystem for our youth. And then collaborate. I've talked to other states who have started their own power hour, and I've heard great things from YEI about just the conversations and things that happen during the 1 hour a month, where everybody gets together, they share, they get to tell what's working well, what do they need more support with. I am hoping that you guys will also join some of the other power hours that are happening throughout the country. As this one's specific to Florida, I'm going to work really hard to make sure that we're not overlapping or doing the same thing, that the information you get on our power hours are a little bit different. And then last but not least, invest, create more youth entrepreneurship opportunities for Florida's youth by assisting and supporting after school and summer learning programs with their roadmap. I apologize, I have a cough. So that. And now what I'm going to do, I'm not sure if all of the TA providers are on here, and if there's a few that I've missed, I'm sorry, but these are ones that I have been working with now for the last few months. I have calls with them at least every other week. I'm learning a lot. Some of them, you know, work really well together. Others I'm excited to connect together to see how we can collaborate and do more with you throughout Florida to make a bigger impact. So Nifty, Lemonade Day, if whoever wants to kind of just pop on and introduce yourselves, tell us, you know, a little bit about your program, and then we'll just go around. We want to maybe start with, I don't know who's on here. Hold on, Kelly. YEI, do you want to start us off?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Thank you, Jennifer, Brian, and Vanessa for having us, and I have enjoyed working with you thus far and look forward to a lot more continued entrepreneurial youth work with you. My name is Kelly Bigger. I am from the Young Entrepreneur Institute, and we are actually located in Cleveland, Ohio. We are a technical assistant through the Mott Foundation and work with all kinds of states throughout the nation with youth entrepreneurship. We started in Northeast Ohio in about 2006 by Greg Malkin, who was a serial entrepreneur. And our programs have touched thousands, tens of thousands of children throughout the nation. And we collaborate with educators in schools, after school, in school, out of school and homeschool. So anybody who wants to work with us, we are delighted to work with you. And we are typically in the K through 12 space. And work through the entrepreneurial mindset. So we believe that every child should understand and experience entrepreneurship. And that's whether or not they become an entrepreneur, because that entrepreneurial mindset is so important. Jennifer talked about some of those skills, creativity, problem solving, grit, resilience, just all the great things you get by having the entrepreneurial mindset. So we are generously grant funded and therefore are free of charge to all of you. So feel free to use any of the services and different things that we have. We do things like we have a lot of distance learning resources on our website. As we were going through COVID, we added those as well as resources that are in person. We work with Lemonade Day in the Northeast Ohio area and other areas. We do pitch challenges in our area as well as throughout the state networks. We have a lot of research on our website. We do a Celebrate Youth Entrepreneurship Day. Speakers Bureau we have power hours, as Jennifer mentioned. We have an Inspire conference that's coming up in November, and we do a lot of consulting. So I will put our website into the chat and you're welcome to peruse it. Just lots of really cool information on it. And as long as Jennifer was talking about power hours, we actually have one coming up. And it is Thursday, September 23rd. I can put the link in, and it is about problem solving. So the problem solving skills and actually talking about critical thinking, grit, problem solving. We're going to have featured speakers, Chick Thompson, that you can see from Waggy Labs. We're going to have Terry from Challenge Island and Joseph Moaban from 220 Leadership, as well as an educator that's used a lot of these. So I will send you that link. Feel free to join us. As Jennifer said, just an hour of great resources. And typically we also put educators that have used some of them. So love to have you join us. I put my email in the chat. I'm available. You can Zoom with me, call me, email me, and look forward to working with all of you. Thank you.
Kelly. All right. Do we have Scott on with Venture Lab? I don't think so. All right. What about Janine with Nifty?
Hi. Hi, Jennifer. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. I do see some familiar faces in here. NIFTY stands for the Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship. We are a nonprofit that is a global nonprofit that works in spaces around the world to help teach students how to think about their futures in different ways and leverage an entrepreneurial mindset so they can either be an intrapreneur or an entrepreneur. We work very closely with educators, both inside the classroom and with community-based organizations outside the classroom to be able to provide youth as many opportunities as possible to get access to thinking like an entrepreneur so they can really make great choices about their next steps. We do work within the K through 12 space. We also work outside of the K through 12 space, especially within the workforce as it sits now with COVID displacing many families. Ultimately, our goal is about economic mobility of communities, specifically within those areas that are considered under-resourced or don't have access to the same opportunities that others do, and being able to provide them a way for them to work for themselves, ultimately be their own bosses or make steps in terms of valuing who they are so that they can propel themselves between next steps within their choices for high school and college and beyond. We provide access to resources both digitally and in person, provide full teacher training and support, and have a lot of really cool opportunities coming up very soon. One of them launching this week on September 15th, known as the World Series of Innovation. It's an absolutely free opportunity for youth to participate. We provide educator toolkits and all sorts of resources for you to actually run innovation days with your youth, and we're happy to help support those as you are doing them, inclusive of coming in to get your youth excited. So I'll include the link for that in the chat box, and I'll encourage you guys to look at it. They're essentially corporate sponsored challenges that are tied to UN sustainability goals. So it's teaching kids how to essentially explore problems that exist in their own life, but also that exist in the world around them. And they can win prizes for solving those problems. So we're really excited about the opportunity to be able to provide resources to you and be able to help you and the youth that you serve really explore a different way for them to look out for themselves and for their futures. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Janine. All right. Do we have Kenyatta on here from Lemonade Day? I need to look. If not, I don't want to put this person on the spot, but I see the Lassane project is on here. And so if you wanted to introduce yourself, I know we would all love to hear from you.
Are you able to see me?
Let's see.
Oh,
I cannot, but I can hear you.
I can
okay.
We can see you. Go ahead.
see.
Hello. I wasn't expecting to introduce myself, but my name is Jasmine Lassane, and I'm the executive director and founder of the Lassane Project. And we are a youth mentoring organization with a focus on entrepreneurship, personal development, and social emotional health. So I met Jennifer and the Florida After School Network a few weeks ago because starting out my program, I worked in a high school, and just listening to Janine speak, I was so inspired because everything that you all have been doing is what I saw when I first started my organization and what I started wanting to get to. So I saw a lot of students dropping out of high school from 8th grade to 9th grade and then just not finishing school while I was working with City Year Jacksonville, which is an AmeriCorps program. We actually started at a high school, taught the students about entrepreneurship by bringing in guest speakers. We went on field trips to local businesses, and then we ended the year with the Shark Tank Youth Entrepreneurship Showcase. And now that the students are older, we're gonna start having them go in and teach the younger students about entrepreneurship. So I'm here mainly to learn and see how I can just add my input. Thank you.
I love it. Thank you for sharing. I think that is it. But, before I introduce Shik, one of the things that when I came on board, it's like, yes, you hear youth entrepreneurship and everybody gets really excited. But to know that we aren't doing this in the regular classroom day, and a lot of after school programs aren't doing it, or they're just getting started. But what really opened my eyes was I joined a FCAN webinar back in June, and to hear it from other perspectives, to know that right now, in the next 7 to 10 years, that 50% of the jobs that exist today are going to become automated. That's kind of like, whoa. And in 10 years, 2 million new jobs that don't even exist yet need to be created. And I know Vincent Hunt's on here too, and him and I have had some great conversations, but it seems like all the programs that exist right now are preparing people for the workforce of today and not the workforce of tomorrow. And we can't wait till they're in college or high school. It starts in their fundamental years, elementary school. Like, we can start building those skills and that mindset around entrepreneurship now. So any questions so far or comments? Vincent, you have anything to say?
All I know is this is outstanding. And I definitely appreciate all you guys bringing this together because it's definitely needed. Jennifer already knows I'll preach for 6 hours straight on this without even taking a breath. I promise you. But this is extraordinary, and I'm super, super excited to be connected to thinkers and doers of this caliber to get this work done.
Awesome. Thank you. And even though Shik couldn't be here, I'm going to go ahead and play the video and then go back to about him, because this video he made just for you guys.
Hello, Florida. Hi, I'm Chick Thompson. I'm a dyslexic chemist cartoonist that just loves to run brainstorming sessions. So I've got a question for you. Have you ever felt stuck trying to come up with an idea or a solution for a life challenge or a work challenge? If so, I think you'll enjoy reading What a Great Idea. It's got a bunch of techniques in there around brainstorming and how to come up with ideas that maybe you and others just haven't seen. And please don't worry, there won't be a quiz afterwards. So enjoy your session today. I wish I could be with you. I'm up in Northern Virginia running a brainstorming session for an intelligence community. So we're trying to connect the dots and deal with really some tough issues going on in the world right now. So again, have a great session today, and maybe I can visit with you next month or the month after that. And also, please send me an email. My email is chickthompson@waggylabs.org. So thank you so much and have a great day. Bye. Hello, Flo.
Okay. So just a little bit about Schick. I mean, he has been in the entrepreneurship world for over 20 plus years. He does a lot of contract work with the FBI, who he's with today. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually share this PowerPoint with you. I'll send it. I also included, it's a 20-minute clip for the TED Talk he did in Charlottesville last year, but it's great. So I say, instead of us watching it today, when we could be talking to each other, watch it in your leisure time. But what I wanted to do is something different. I had talked to YI and to see like if anybody was doing a book club. Hold on. So, sorry. What I've done, I've already purchased my book, and you can buy it off Amazon for $7. And I thought it would be a really great thing for us to go ahead and dig into our inner entrepreneurial spirit. You know, if we're going to be preaching entrepreneurship and getting our youth excited about youth entrepreneurship, I think it would be a great idea for the adults and the ones sharing it to also be excited about it. I mean, I know life gets busy, but I know each and every one of you on here at one point or another had an idea and maybe did nothing with it. Maybe you were too busy. Maybe you got scared. Maybe you're comfortable in your 9 to 5 in your career. But again, like, I think this would be a really great way for us to kind of do a book study with Schick's book. It is for adults. He does have one for kids, but this one is for us. I've already kind of took a sneak peek. Again, you don't have to do this, but I think it would be a really great way for us to just get the conversation going. Here, I put just a recommended suggestion for the chapters to read each section or each time before we meet. And then I'll send, he said there's no homework. There might be a little bit, only if you want to participate, but I will just, maybe it's like, what were 2 or 3 of your aha moments or things that you noticed? There's great activities, lots of great quotes and resources that he shares. It's an easy read. It really is. So I am excited, and you can go ahead. I have the link at the end. I'll send it to you. So if you want to purchase it through Amazon, you can do that. And then also, how can the Florida After School Network best support you with youth entrepreneurship? And this is where I'm going to kind of open it up. I know you guys have kind of shared a little bit, you know, you shared your contact information, everything in the chat, but I say, let's chat, let's have some conversation. So I know we have the TA providers. Is there anybody that would like to share, tell us what organization you're with, or what after school provider or school district?
Jennifer, I can start off and maybe get the ball rolling a little bit. My name is Sharon Carey, and I'm the Executive Director for the Florida After School Alliance. And basically what we are is we're the professional development organization for Florida. We're the membership organization that is also the affiliate to the National After School Association. One of the biggest things that we do every year until COVID came was we have a state conference, and that conference is normally taking place in Orlando. It usually takes place during the month of September or October. Unfortunately, we're not going to have one until October of 2022. The dates are already set for October 7th or 5th through 7th. And basically, I just wanted to say one thing about the conference so far that we've already made a big decision on is we've always centered in on the people that run the programs, that are the adults of the program. But next year, we're going to do things a little bit different. We're going to have a track for youth. And I think that this subject would be a perfect place to expose all of the after school providers that are there to this. And I would love to have lots of workshops that the youth could attend. So that'll be part of the conference. So we are in the process right now of making that all happen and planning that all. We haven't even started on working on the workshops yet. So we've got plenty of time. This is in the very beginning stages. But this is something that we haven't done for a very, very long time. So we felt like that it was time to bring the kids back to conference, put in some training for them, let them have a good time, let them experience what it is to go to a professional development event. And I'm really excited about it. We just all got excited about it when the conference committee was talking about it. And so we're going to make it happen. So this would be a perfect place to plug into that. So just to put it out there, and you'll begin to see more things about the conference on the website. We just got the save the date done. So everything had to be changed from this year to next year. So that took a little bit of time. So I'd love to have you all involved in the conference in some way or another.
Sharon, hey, this is Brian. Thank you for jumping in and sharing. I love this idea, and we're excited to kind of help you guys play a role in this. And I absolutely agree with you. I think entrepreneurship would be an exciting conversation for them. And I think that we could help kind of bring some fun aspects to that. So thank you for sharing that. And we're looking forward to participating in 22. So thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't believe we're already talking about 2022, but we are.
I know it's gone by so fast. It really has.
Yes.
No, thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Anybody else?
Jennifer, we did have Eldevado Fontes. He put in the chat box, he's a startup after school program to prepare 10 through 12th graders on a tech career. Maybe he could share a little bit with us and we could figure out how to help him the best way. Sorry to put you on the spot.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm just like starting a program. We have some experience in technical field, mostly in the construction field, also in computers. And based on the title of the book, I have this great idea. I don't know if it's a good idea, you can tell me. I want to launch a program next year for like drone pilots, because this is a market that's being totally forgotten or overviewed. People are not getting the importance of this kind of work. And since, like, as you said, 55% of the jobs today we're going to go automatic, there is no way to make a drone automatic. You have to be piloting it. It's for the kids. It's fun. It's like futuristic. It's involving. So this is a program we want to launch. But I am registering my business right now. I have a meeting with the Broward Sheriff's Department in a few minutes. They invited me. I had the privilege to be invited. I am nobody. I'm just somebody who wants to help. But they liked my ideas. They invited me to join a program with them. So I'm here. I met you guys through like research. I never got involved in after school program before, but I want to make sure that kids, while they're finishing their high school, they don't just think, well, if I cannot afford to go to college, what am I gonna do? I'm just be an employee in a restaurant somewhere serving and have no career, no future. And coming from Brazil, I'm a foreign national, and see the opportunities we have here. I want to help the American kids to understand the wide open opportunities, mostly in the tech field in this country. It's unbelievable. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for sharing. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, we'll definitely have to connect and talk offline. Anybody else or any children's service councils, or we would love to hear from you. Maybe somebody's on here that's already doing something with youth entrepreneurship.
Well, good afternoon. I'm new to the group and I just kind of joined in just to pop in. I'm Ebony Johnson. I'm the executive director of the resource room here in Miami Gardens, Florida. We run 3 after-school programs, and for the last 3 years, we've been doing our after-school program focused around entrepreneurship. So I just kind of wanted to listen in to see what kind of resources would be available for us. Our students right now are focusing on, they are doing their first teen Herbalife Center. So they're going to do a teen Herbalife Center, and they're also working on, today we have our first field trip over to a printing company that's going to allow them to learn how to do printing, and so that we can develop t-shirts and embroidery for businesses alike, and they'll kind of see how they develop that. And then they've also participated in creating their own farm share during the summer. So we're allowing them to kind of, the last 2 years, just kind of see how it went with them offering, what they wanted to do. It wasn't as successful as we thought it was. When I say that, because they, kids are kids and they're kind of all over the place, and it took us all over the place. And so this year we kind of took, their introductions and their likes and just kind of formed it to be very specific this year by having those programs or those businesses available for them, and kind of teach them entrepreneurship from there. And so that's a little spill of who we are here at the Resource Room in Miami Gardens.
Thank you, Ebony. A question for you. Are you using a TA provider, or did you guys create your own curriculum? What resources are you using for youth entrepreneurship?
Yeah, we do. We've kind of done across the board. So we've done Biz Innovative, we pull from here, we pull from there. That's kind of how we kind of focused on doing the Teen Herbalife, because it was very script. And it gives us some, collaborations with other partners and how that, particular business is formed, and it will give the kids an opportunity to be individual distributors. So even if they don't stay with us, they can still move on and have that as a part of their belt. So, that's kind of why I jumped on this call, just to see some of the other resources that I can, kind of share with my team. Because it does get very difficult with kids in the different curriculums, because a lot of things do a lot of introduction, but doesn't allow us to be more specific in the field or the business that they have. So we've been a little bit all over the place. So that's what I'm trying to calm down.
Okay, I know you're not alone in this at all. No, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
I have to say, I think that was a really good point about not always, when you get past the introductory, if it's not business specific, so I can understand with the jumping around the curriculum, and I can see how you would want to look for something for the youth that you're working with that will really be tailored step by step for the business that they are using. So that's a really good, interesting point.
Because school just started, and I noticed that we have them a little bit more focused by giving them the business up front, and then using the entrepreneurship kind of resources to teach them about marketing, to teach them about, how to deal with customers, because now we can then break them up and they can understand that process by using that one business to do that. And then they can then break out on themselves.
Would you mind sharing that resource in the chat box?
Yeah. What way? Which particular resource?
The one for the company that you're having everybody do their entrepreneurship business for.
Oh, the Herbalife.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, who else would like to share?
I don't know if you want me to share about Gator Pit now, Jennifer, or that's another time.
Yes, go for it.
Okay, so for those of you that are not familiar with Gator Pit, and I wouldn't be surprised because we really need to get the name out there. So this is an entrepreneurship. It's got the education, the mentorship, as well as the pitch competition rolled into it. So, and this is any 14 to 18-year-old in the state of Florida is eligible to participate. So if they are at one of your sites and you're currently doing an entrepreneurship program with some high schoolers, and they're looking for another opportunity to learn more, maybe get mentorship or pitch and try to win a little bit of money, then you can send them to us. It'll launch again in the spring. And with Florida After School Network on board, we'll definitely get that out through all of our venues and avenues and social media and whatnot. So it's coming. And that provides an opportunity for some of the kids to get some of the instruction for entrepreneurship. So if they are brand new to it, they can hop on board. If they are more experienced, they can also hop on board, because we kind of start to weed the kids out based on how far along they are in their process with their business. And for our pitch competition, kids do not have to have an fully functioning business in order to be eligible. It is the idea that we are promoting and being invested in. And so after the education portion, then we have what we call our Inspire, which is giving an opportunity for mentors to work with the kids, answer questions, talk about their businesses and their trials and tribulations, and really share those stories. And then we also give an opportunity for kids to practice their pitches with us, with our educational team, before we do an application process for them to participate. And it is all done virtually. And we did this before the big C happened. So we are, we'll plan on continuing it that way. And again, you can, if you've got kids that are doing it already, doing entrepreneurship and pitching, you can send them to Gator Pit and we would love to have them. Or if they're brand new and you only have one youth member at your site and it doesn't make sense to start a program, send them to us, okay? And I'll put my email in there also just for information. And of course, Jennifer can tell you about it too.
Thank you, Vanessa. Anybody else want to share?
Jennifer, I don't know if did you want me to start scaffolding some of the stuff that I've been talking about, or what do you think?
Vincent, I would love for you to share.
You got to call me out sometimes. Huh?
Not the 6-hour version. That will be
Okay.
another day, but yes.
Yeah, we'll do cliff notes because I think we're still in these prelims. So my name is Vincent Hunt. I'm the founder of a couple of companies. One is Better. So Better, we do brand identity and web design. And then my second company is Forever Creative, and Forever Creative specializes in world-anchored augmented reality experiences. We create those on the blockchain. So we're using ERC 720 tokens to actually do this. So about 2 or 3 weeks ago now, I was in Chicago and I was doing an event with Thurgood Marshall. I also do a lot of events, innovation, entrepreneurship events with Thurgood Marshall College Fund. We were working with some kids in the South Side of Chicago, solving problems that they were having in Chicago. And walking away from that event, I was reminded of how important this work is. And because of the space that I operate now, what I've been doing a lot of exploration in is forming, and I would love to get as much insight and collaboration. Jennifer knows I'm a huge collaborator, like bring ideas. But what we're in the process of creating is one of the very first 100% virtual world or in-world XR academies for innovation, creativity, entrepreneurship. And we call it Future Not because we want to look at future-facing skills, insights, information. So some of the things that we're kind of like toying around with is NFT creation. Like, how does that happen? How does that process happen? And what is an NFT, first and foremost? So we're doing some really, really exciting things. I'm super pumped about it because I really believe that this generation of young people need to be exposed to these technologies sooner than later. And all of it weaves into entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship. So I'm super, super excited about it. I can drop a little bit of information on that we can share, but yeah, something that we're scaffolding now and bringing to the forefront. But I can clearly see how some of these collaborations and connections could actually add value to that. And hopefully we can add value to some of the things that you're doing as it pertains to like traversing into virtual spaces and extending your programming without borders or geographic constraint. So that's all I've got for now, but I've got more later.
Thank you, Vincent. Anybody else?
Yes, hi. My name is Sharonda Richardson. I'm not sure if my video is showing. Is it showing?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm the owner of a nonprofit, Be Eccentric Inc. I was invited here today by Miss Jasmine Lassane. I work with her in helping her with the Lemonade Project. And we also are a cultural affairs company who believes in art equity and using the arts to create the life that we want. So we also have a youth entrepreneurship program called Tycoon, but it is a niche market in the fact that it is geared toward students in high school who want to be in the art industry. So whether that's as a performer or like me, a cultural affairs business owner, and things like that, where we teach them how to get contracts with government entities, how to write curriculums. We do hands-on training. So I just wanted to share quickly about that. We have only done like pilot with invite-only children so that we can see how the program runs, so that we can see what we need to work with, but we are looking to expand into schools now with more students, ideally probably about 16 to 18, but we can start as young as 14. And at the end of the program, we will hope to have them register businesses in the state of Florida, as well as have helped them get some sort of first contract under their belt so that they can know, even if it's through our company, so that they can know how to kind of work contracts and things like that. So that's it.
Thank you, Sharonda. That's amazing. I love, and you're with the same project. That's Asmin, thank you for inviting her. I love learning about niche programs. There was a few other, I don't think they're on here, but just this past week, one was Next Gen Tech 360, and they're out of Hillsborough County, but their whole entrepreneurship stuff is focused around technology and AI and building apps. And this is just for youth who are focused or just love technology. And then I met with Next Wave, and they're out of Chicago, but they hired someone from Florida that's now trying to help get it in counties around Florida, but theirs is all entrepreneurship, but focused around STEM.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so we're out of Pompano Beach, Florida as well.
Okay, see, and I can connect you guys. No, it's I love learning about the new programs or programs that have been around for a while, like just getting to know the TA providers and, you know, Nifty and Lemonade Day and YEI and Waggy Labs. Like, I so look forward to our meetings every other week just to kind of see what's going on in their state.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Anybody else? We have time for one more. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and move on. Holly or Brian, I just thought, I mean, this doesn't really have to deal with necessarily youth entrepreneurship, but we do have some upcoming events. Some of you may know, not know, but Brian or Holly, if one of you want to kind of
absolutely
talk about these, perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for including this, Jennifer. I think this is important for all of us to be a part of because of the audience that we all serve. And so a couple of the events that are coming up in the near future. So a large portion of the work that the Florida After School Network does is focuses on policy on a local, state, and federal level, advocating for effective decisions for our decision makers so that they are kind of leading all of us in the right direction. So Lights On After School is a national advocacy day. It is a celebration of out of school time, whether it's before school, after school, or summer learning. I would encourage you to follow the Florida After School Network social media or our newsletter to find out more information. This is a very important day for us in the leadership in after school so that we can shine a light on the importance of after school, whether it's K through 12, and all of the important factors and outcomes that come from this work. So I would absolutely encourage each and every one of you to mark this day down, because this is a great opportunity for you to talk about the local leaders in your community to share on the outcomes of the work that you're doing with the families and the youth that are their constituents. So Lights On After School, National Advocacy Day, October 28th, coming up, looks like in a month and a half, almost to the day here. So then also a very important day coming up, just beyond that, is our first day of legislative session. And you can follow us again, social media and our newsletter to talk about, to watch some of the things that are happening and as our state leadership is making decisions. During that time, we have Children's Week. Children's Week is a statewide advocacy week that really is a very broad scoped opportunity, almost prenatal to career youth, children advocacy, leadership across the state of Florida, coming together in the Tallahassee to really advocate on our conversations, whether it's STEM, entrepreneurship, effective leadership and after school connections with school day, and all of those different important conversations. So then also Beyond School Hours is a conference that will be taking place in February. It's a national conference. I would say it parallels Sharon Carey's conference coming up in October. And so that's another opportunity for us to engage. And Sharon, we'll get your dates up there and be able to share that out. And thank you for connecting in those dates and letting us know they're posted. So just a few opportunities for us to engage beyond our walls of entrepreneurship and STEM, to really talk about the importance of our out of school time, engage leaderships, and really start the conversation of why we are doing this and why we're doing this now. So thank you, Jennifer. And beyond this, to save everyone's time, if anyone has any questions about this, I dropped my email in the chat. I'll do it again here. If anyone has any questions about any of these days or anything that's not on this, I'd be happy to talk to you about it at length and go into greater detail. So again, just thank you to everyone for being here, and we're excited to have these conversations monthly so we can kind of keep this engagement going.
Thank you, Brian. And this is just stuff that we put up. And Florida, even though we have people from all over the country on this call, a lot of us are in Florida. If you have anything, I mean, we're going to be meeting the second Tuesday of every month from 2 to 3. So if there's any events that you want us to know about, shoot them my way, and I'll gladly put them in the presentation to share with everybody each month. And then last but not least, thank you guys so much for joining. If you have not registered already, I'm going to send this PowerPoint to you via email. You can go ahead and sign up and register. Next meeting will be Tuesday, October 12th, same time. Even though it's recommended and not mandatory, I highly encourage you guys, strongly encourage you guys to go ahead and purchase. What a great idea. So we can have some conversation about entrepreneurship and all things entrepreneurship. So I know we're a few minutes early, but we can stay on until 2. If you guys just want to chit chat, I'm willing to stay on and chat with you. There's a few people in this on here that I have not met yet. So if you need to cut it short and need to go, thanks again for coming. Otherwise, I'm going to hang on until 2 and chat with some of you.
Jennifer, is Sharon again. Could I just say one thing about the Lights On After School? As an organization that's been involved in that ever since it's been started, I don't even know how many years it's been, but you can go on the After School Alliance website and actually register to be a part of that. So if you have time to do that, that would be great. Florida has always been kind of one of the leaders in having people that are actually a part of the events. So just go on the After School Alliance website and there'll be a place there where you can register, and that would be great.
Thank you, Sharon. Great. I actually registered. I went there. And
good for you.
If I could jump in on that, Sharon's absolutely right about kind of us being leaders. Some of the things in your local community that you can look for, we're going to have a little bit of a landmark competition across the state. We're working with the Florida League of Mayors to get a proclamation out to each of them and encouraging them to choose a landmark, but also to register those on that national website that Brian just dropped in the chat. But it's a really great way for you to just get engaged from the social side of things. And on the Florida After School website, if you click under events, you'll see more information about Lights On After School. It'll take you directly to the national page, but that will be a great place for you to start kind of accessing what does that proclamation look like? What have other communities done? We're going to be posting samples from last year. One of the biggest things that we're hoping to do with the Florida League of Mayors is have them identify an after-school program that's operating in their community. Oftentimes they'll choose through their school districts, but not always. So I've been listening and hearing a couple of unique nonprofits, startups, smaller organizations. This would be a really great way for you to build a connection with your local municipality. So Jennifer or Brian would be able to share more information about that as well.
Thank you, Holly.
There was one question just to make sure that everyone would receive an email about the book club.
So I'm going to follow up after we get off it too, and I'm going to send this PowerPoint or in the link. I'll put it in the context of the email as well.
So, Jennifer, I do have a question.
Yeah.
I was hoping to hear someone from the National Lemonade Day, but in thinking about Nifty, and I know when I first met with you and I told you about like what I needed help with, you mentioned that that would be a possibility to partner with them and use their curriculum to teach the students in the program. So recently, the city of Pompano has reached out to me about bringing in an entrepreneurship program because they saw the impact that, you know, that we were having before COVID. And they were like, hey, we need some team programming, you know, can you send us a proposal? And I actually have one of my students who graduated last year, and he, you know, he's ready to lead the group with those younger students. And over the summer, we had one of my girls go and do a tie-dye class for the kids in the after school program. And now the lady is asking her for her to come back out. So I would like to get things going soon, you know, sometime in October. And I just want to know, like, how does that look with building that relationship?
So Janine's down where you're at. So you're currently working with the Children's Service Council. She is. Yes. So Jasmine and Janine, I'm definitely going to make that connection. But Jasmine, you're working with the Children's Service Council of Broward County, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Janine, are you doing anything with them currently, the CSC down there? Oh, did she jump off?
I think she had to jump off.
Okay. I'll make sure to connect you, Jasmine, with Janine because you guys are in the same city. Yes, I'll definitely make that connection. But then again, I mean, we have YEI on here. Scott isn't here today, but Kelly would be another one to really talk to with. I mean, they have tons of resources that you can explore online right now, free of charge. So Kelly, I'll connect you with Jasmine as well.
Sounds great. Yeah, Jasmine, I'd be happy to have a conversation and point you in some different directions if you wish.
Yes, thank you. I'll email you.
I see, I don't know, is FERPA still on here? Florida Parks and Rec. He really wanted to hear, is anybody from Florida Parks and Rec willing to talk? I would love to hear what you guys are doing with youth entrepreneurship.
Say that one more time. Sorry, I just heard the last end of
Yeah,
it.
I see. I've Florida Parks and Rec, at least in the city of Jacksonville, they've reached out to me recently. Where are you located?
So we are actually in Tallahassee. We're the Park and Recreation Association that works with all of Park and Rec departments around the state.
Okay.
And a lot of the Park and Rec departments have after school care programs. So we're interested. We've worked with Vanessa and Brian a lot. And so we are, we're just listening and to hear what we need to pass along and maybe get more information on.
Wonderful. All right, well, before we jump off, I know we have 5 minutes left. I will hang out, but if you have any other questions, drop them in the chat. Also just be on the lookout. Hopefully within the next hour, I'm going to have an email sent your way with some resources, links, and today's presentation. And please, even though you registered, if you know of any other organizations or friends that you think might be interested, Maybe they're not an after school provider. Maybe it's a teacher friend. Maybe it's a entrepreneur you know, or somebody you think that might be interested in being a mentor for one of the pitch challenges. Please share the registration link with them.